Hello and welcome to 15 Minute Gamer. My name is Tony and I'm outside Gator Central Libraries today. There's an event on organised by Jackie and it's one of my favourite things, a Robot Wars. Upstairs is TR2 and the brand new TR3. Very excited. I've got an interview with Alex, who is the best driver in Robot Wars history, and he's going to be spending a bit of time with me just going through things, talking about Robot Wars. Very excited. So without further ado, let's get up there. So before we start, let's talk a little bit about the team and the robot. The team is made up of Alex Brown, Clive Brown and Wendy Brown. Alex Brown is the driver. Some say one of the best drivers that Robot Wars has ever seen. He's been driving since such a young age as well. And at only 16 years old, he can only get better. So let's talk a little bit about TR2. This robot is 100, or was, because there's now TR3, 105 kilograms, 15 miles an hour. It was powered by 750 watt motors and had a flipper and a static axe as well. The static axe was actually named a bum axe by Dara. Dara drove this machine. You may have seen it on the Christmas special, the Battle of the Stars, and he fought Behemoth as well. Nice little fight there, and Dara had a great time, so it was such a great robot. So the robot featured in last season, which was Series 8 of Robot Wars. It placed third in the series. It defeated loads of robots on the way and only lost one single battle, and that was to the eventual champions of Apollo. So away from the TV show, this robot has been on the circuit since 2013. It won the Fighting Robots UK Championship in 2015. It was quarter-finalist in 2014, quarter-finalist 2013 at the Robot Wars Winter Tour. 2013 Robot Wars Championships quarter-finalist and Robot Wars Portsmouth 2013 semi-finalist. That is one hell of a list of achievements for this robot. And that's TR2 summed up. TR2 is now just a shell of its former self. All of its insides and everything have been moved into TR3. TR3 looks awesome, and I can't wait to see it fight in Manchester on April 22nd. So if you want to interact with them on social media, you can add them to Twitter. It's at TR2 capital letters _ robot. And you can also find them on Facebook as well. And that's not all. They've also raised almost £4,000 for his Robot Wars auction for Cancer Research UK. And that is fantastic. Well done. And that's just a great story to round it off with. So coming up next is just a very short video just of me looking around TR2, getting a close look, looking at bits of the robot that got ripped off during Robot Wars, looking around the bum axe and the trophies as well, so enjoy that. So just to say, the following interview was recorded in a large hall, so it's a little bit echoey. On top of that, there is people packing up the event, so there is noise going on, there's people walking around, the odd bits of voices as well. I can only apologise for that. We didn't have much time to film it, so we had to do the best we could. Anyway, I still think it's a great interview and I hope you enjoy it. So after the intro, I've also included a few pictures of the day and stuff like that, so I hope you enjoy the end as well. Anyway, on with the interview. Alex here of TR2 fame, just there. By the way, look how battered that is though. And we've got the brand new one here, TR3. Now we're going to talk a little bit about this as well. We've got about 15-20 minutes here just to have a bit of a quick interview. So Alex, today you've been doing a bit of an event here. Yep. How you found it and what do you think it brings to future roboteers? It's been a great experience really, being here trying to invite the new blood into Robot Wars and fighting robots. So we've been here with Roman robots making cardboard and super ant-weight robots and just helping them make a fair, it's really kick-start their make a month as they call it. There was some pretty good robots out there, wasn't there? You were obviously watching as we were taking part. They're called ant-weights because they're just made of cardboard, but I couldn't have done any better than some of them kids out there. It was absolutely impressive. So let's talk about semi-finalists last year. So TR2, this is the robot. This is the actual one. It's now just a shell because everything's moved into TR3. So do you want to talk about TR2, how it's experienced? You were semi-finalists. Yep. You didn't quite make it. Not quite. Unfortunately. 3 seconds away from the grand final. Yeah, and see that could. Do you think you would have won the grand final if you got there? It would have been an extremely good battle. There was talk up there that it could have been a three-way final because I'd have beat Carbide would have beat Apollo, and Apollo beat me. So we could have ended up with a three-way final. Wow, that would have been some damage. Because for here behind here, we actually have some of the damage here. Yeah. So you can see that's some of the metal. What side of the robot was that on? So this is, you can see where it just patched the robot back together. So that was one of the braces that went inside there, and that was just fixed in somewhere around here. It's really hard to tell now.
And again, that was another piece that went in here. Right. You can get a good representation as to where the mandible damage was. You take that off and you see the patch you had to put in.
Yeah, so you can see the welding there from the front of that. I've got some pictures of that, so you'll see that in a bit. And also, that's why I'm on the table, we also have the bum axe, which was on the back end.
Yep.
Just
the legendary piece, the legendary weapon, let's call it that.
So Dara loved that. He really enjoyed that. And what the point was when this flipped, that would kind of hit them, and then keep kind of an axe action on top of them. Will that be going on this one?
We have got some options for bum axes.
Cool.
They're very secret at the minute. We have created some. One of them we've called the Bumble. So there you go, that's a little teaser for what's to come.
So let's keep an eye out for that one. So yes, move down there. So behind me, just here, is Tiny Toon. Would you class this as TR1?
No, because before TR2, TR3, we had another heavyweight called Tomb Raider. Right. Obviously, Newcastle United put on the film Tomb Raider. But then when we made TR2, TR3, we didn't really like the name Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3. So we went from TR2 to TR3. There's quite a few questions about that, so it's nice to clear that up.
Well, good, as long as we can hear it. Yeah. So yes, this was. You got this one, how long ago now?
We started fighting in 2007 when I was just age 6,
wow.
And then by 2010 that was a UK champion.
So that was UK champion. That's
TR2 was a UK champion. We've got a trend to follow now.
And the semi-finalist as well, Robot Wars. And as you can see behind me here, loads of trophies. Do you want to talk through some of these?
Yep, so these are my UK titles. So on the far left, that's on the tag team with Eruption, which just won episode 2 of Robot Wars. Then going in, we've got my first Annihilate Championship trophy. So that's when you start with 6 robots, you lose 1 each round until you get to your final. Going in, that's probably my favourite trophy, which is my Featherweight UK Championship trophy, which won with Tiny Toon. In again, then we've got the Heavyweight UK Championship trophy, TR2 back in 2015. We actually won that in less than a minute's fight time. And again, we've got 2 more Annihilator trophies to complete the hat trick of them.
So there we go, lots of trophies there. And you'll be back for the Robot Wars season, well, next season hopefully?
Unfortunately not. Well, we don't know quite just yet. You know, the film dates haven't been confirmed, but if they're in May or June any time, it's looking unlikely due to my exams.
Right, yes, you've got
there's a half term week in May and June, so just fingers crossed it falls in, or maybe after the exams.
Yeah, hopefully, because it would be a shame not to see you back in.
We'd love to give it another go. I'd love to fight Carbide again.
I think you would stand a very good chance. And today I tweeted, for example, NerdCubed, who's one of the biggest YouTubers. I love NerdCubed. And he even called you one of the best drivers ever in Robot Wars, which comes from him, who's a very big fan, goes to the film and he loves it. You don't say that, it just shows, and you should really be there, especially with this. So we've been chatting a little bit about other events around the UK. I'm going to go to the Manchester one, which will be quite interesting, looking forward to that. But we've got Manchester, Portsmouth.
Yep, so there's 2 main heavyweight live event organisers. We've got Robots Live and Extreme Robots. We're going to be doing 2 events in April. We've got Burgess Hill at Robots Live and then Manchester for Extreme Robots. So
if you want to come down to Extreme Robots, I'll be there. These guys will be here. There's also a few others off the series as well, so 4 coming down.
There's quite a few. Most of the good machines from the TV show have often evolved through the live events. So you think Eruption's there, Thor's there, Apollo sometimes there, Gabriel, all these really big competitive machines have all evolved through the live events over the past 10 years.
So you're Voyager as well. We were talking about Eruption earlier on.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're pretty good friends with him.
Yeah, I mean, I've grown up with Michael for quite a long of my childhood. I mean, I won the tag team championship with him, so it just shows how well we know each other, really.
When you were building the robot, did you always want to go for the flipper approach?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I always loved Dan Tonkin. That was always my favourite robot.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a privilege to fight him in Series 1. But yeah, I always loved Dan Tonkin. I love the flippers, and that's really what drove me on to build one of them.
Yeah, so one of the questions from my Twitter followers was, what came first? Was it the shape or the weapon, so to say?
The shape definitely came first, and that originated with the angles on Tiny Toon. So you've got the angles around the side, the hexagonal shape, and that's what, there's really a tinge in all of our machines. That's what the theme is. It continues on all the way through. But if you look at Andy's Army, which is heavyweight Tiny Toon, which then evolved into Tomb Raider, then you've got TR2 and TR3, they've all got the angles around the side, and that's really our trademark almost for all of our machines.
Yeah, well, the angles, it reflects, doesn't it? Well, apart from that damage there,
Yeah.
but it should reflect it because of the surfaces.
Yeah, so that's what we did differently this time. With the help of responsive engineering and the Reese Foundation, we've created TR3. Now on the side here, this is all one piece of metal. So as you can see here, it's 3 panels welded together, which gives engagement points for spinners. But this time we've got one piece of metal, so in theory they should hit it and glide up because there's nowhere for the bar or the disc to engage.
Yeah, so once it hits off there, it
Yeah.
should just...
It's all things we learned from fighting Carbide and watching the spinners in Series 1, and then now the UK spinners are starting to catch up to the American spinners.
Yeah, talking about the American series BattleBots,
Yeah.
do you watch it yourself?
I have watched a couple of episodes when they've been repeated on Channel 5.
Yeah, that's what I was watching.
Yeah.
One of the questions from one of my followers was, do you watch it? Do you think the UK robots compare to the American ones? And is there any robot you would love to fight on it that you've seen or...
Yeah, well, there's 2 robots I'd love to fight, Tombstone and Minotaur, simple as. They're
That's true.
arguably 2 of the best machines in the world. I'd love to give it a go and fight them.
Do you think they would beat this?
I don't know, this is untested, so I don't know, but I'd love to give them a try, and I think it would be a really good fight.
Well, I don't know if you can remember, they used to actually do UK versus US robot wars from back in the days. So it'll be interesting to see if they ever brought that back and get us involved in trying to give them a go. But yeah, BattleBots, you know, the Americans are a little bit ahead in terms of...
We're catching up very quickly. I mean, I'm one of the few people in the community that thinks a UK team would beat a US team.
Right. But you have to give it a go, you just have to get that.
I'd love to give it a go, I'd love to represent the UK. And I honestly think that between us we could win.
So when will this be getting its first test run out against a robot then?
Yep, so April 1st and April 2nd we're going to be at Burgess Hill, not Manchester, Robots Live, Burgess Hill. This is going to be its first fight in the live event. And then we're going to be going to Manchester the week after, well, a couple of weeks after. And then that's where we'll be giving it, hopefully against some spinners in that arena for the first time in the live events for a good 10 years or so. But apart from that, this is the machine basically that Dara drove in Battle of the Stars. We've obviously tweaked it a few bit now, called it TR3 because we think it's such a different machine to TR2. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be an awesome machine.
So do you get involved with making any of this, or is it all down to your dad?
Yeah, we all get involved, we all pile in, design it, whether it be trying to contact sponsors like we did with responsive engineering. You know, we're all getting involved in our own little bit, making sure the machine and it all runs smoothly as possible.
Cool. Have you tested out anything like a washing machine or anything to see if it flips it or anything like that?
No, we haven't yet, but we know in theory it should flip a car, and at some point I'd love to go down the scrapyard or something and give that a go. Actually have video evidence of it flipping and turning over a car.
I would love to see that because apparently does it flip 1 ton?
Yeah, it can flip around a ton. And actually we flipped over one of the live event house robots Goliath back in October.
Right, okay.
And that's a ton. So if I get a chance, give it a go on Major Damage sometime, hopefully at Extreme Robots, anytime.
You just have to give it a go flipping the ball up. What house robot's your favourite then?
Dead Metal. Easy for me, Dead Metal.
He's a good robot, isn't he? That one?
Oh, yeah.
I do miss Refbot though.
I don't know.
He's kind of just hung around.
It gets in the way. I think it would get in the way.
But the guys were on Polo last year, I know you know them from then, but they flipped, was it 2 or 3 house robots?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, so flippers are definitely the way forward, but there is more spinners this year. So hopefully next year you'll be there much anyway. So yes, when you've been doing this, you've got your exams as well. How do you find the time are you finding the time okay to do between this and exams?
Yeah, I mean, with TR2 we fortunately got a very reliable machine. It came to the stage where it would literally just be check everything once over, pump the batteries in, gas it up, ready to fight. So fortunately in that sense it was a very much ready to plug in and play machine almost.
So do you go for high pressure in there?
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, there's 2 flipper systems. You've got a low pressure and then you've got a full pressure system. The low pressure system, it's lots and lots of flips, but a much less powerful flip. Whereas with the full pressure, you get less of them, but then you get the big explosive flips that get out the arena.
Is it a secret how many flips will this get, or is it a secret? Or do we not know quite yet?
We don't know quite yet, but it should be around 20 or so.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Can you fill that up between shots, or is it a case of...
Yep, so in the back here we've got a
Can we lift this
CO2
up?
Yeah.
So just to show off, inside there we have 3 canisters.
Yep.
I was scared to push that back there in case it flipped over.
Yeah, so we've got a CO2 canister here, Then we've got 2 buffer tanks in here, which are just similar to them, but that's where the liquid evaporates into a gas, so it increases the pressure, and that's what gives it the big flip.
And is this where we're looking at?
This is the pneumatic cylinder. So in here we've got an ice piston, and when the valves fire, the gas will rush through, fire the piston up, and we've got another valve down here which will let the gas out. And we normally have bungee rope in here,
right?
And that just, with the weight of that, just brings the piston back down.
Right. Okay. So when this and the bungee rope. So there you go. That's how flipper works in there. And I said this is high power, so you get up to 20 flips. You can self-right yourself, obviously, from doing that. Is this one heavier than that one?
No, this is 100 kilos when we weighed it. This was about 105 before the attachment to robot wars. But with obviously being 100 kilos, it gives us some really unique opportunities to do something else, which again is quite secret, but you'll see in due course, hopefully.
What's the maximum weight for robot wars?
It's 110 kilos.
Right, okay, so you've got 10 kilograms.
Yeah, 10 kilograms.
So there you go, you've heard something secret in here.
Yeah, with the 10 kilograms, we can do something really special. You know, we don't just need to add an armour. We can really do what we like. You know, makes it really look good for the TV. Do something special which is going to make it stand out.
So
we have got ideas as well.
Good. Well, I look forward to seeing that. Will they be on show around the UK or just if this is Robot Wars?
Depends how they work really. Cool. Obviously, the live events are the testing zone. Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
So if we go on to the Robot Wars experience, how did you find it? And any little tips or tricks in the trade that you learned when you were there?
Yeah, so as I said, Robot Wars is a very good experience if you're having a run late into the competition. Mm-hmm. Apart from that, obviously, we've experienced it both now, sitting on the reserve bench and actually going and finishing third in the competition. If you go late into the competition, it is one of the greatest experiences ever. The tension's there, the adrenaline's there, and it is so, it really, I'm actually lost for words for how it feels being there. It really is incredible. But what we learned again from fighting to carbide and spinners, that's what we learned from here, and that's what we've implemented in TR3.
Cool, so it should be a counteract all them spinners.
Hopefully so.
Cool, that would be good then. So you said it took filming over a week, this series, and over 2 weekends last time. So it's quite constant. Do you have to do warm-up rounds before then to get into it? Or
no, it's applications in, hope you get accepted, and go for it.
How long did it take when you applied to actually get accepted?
I can't remember, it was ages ago now.
Another Twitter question I've just remembered. When you were damaging other robots, do you feel guilty over how much time and effort they possibly put into theirs?
We've never completely destroyed a robot before because we've always been a flipper team or a Rambot team, a Tiny Toon. But again, as long as they're moving, it's fair game as far as I'm concerned. Whatever happens in the arena stays in the arena. Yeah,
because there is some of them spinner robots destroy other robots, and Hypnodisc, one of my favourites. You know, he used to just tear robots apart. Can you remember back then when it was Hypnodisc?
I'm not that old.
You make me feel very old when I'm stood beside you, but never mind. A lot younger than me, but yes, robot. Many weekends. I still watch the repeat now when they're on, because Craig Charles, we were discussing before, just a great presenter on it. And obviously, Dara did drive this.
Yes, he did.
He was against Behemoth, was it? Yeah, which was on last week's Robot Wars, for those who were watching. The man that stormed off, you may remember, because he lost to a bunch of kids. But that isn't why he stormed off, it's because he put the wrong weapon on. So who's going to have the weapon choices? Because he said there's a few you could be going there. Who would get the overall say?
Between our team?
Yeah.
Probably because I'm the driver, I'd probably decide what's best and I'd go for
Cool. Don't go storming off, because it didn't get good press anyway. So yes, we'll be looking forward to that. And I think that is about it.
Brilliant.
Because we're looking to go, there's people around here. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been a good day, and there'll be lots going up, and good luck in the future, and I'll see you in Manchester. Thank you very much. And there we go, I hope you enjoyed that video. I had a lot of fun making it. Again, thanks to Gateshead Central Libraries and Jackie for organising everything, and a big shout out to the TR2 team. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the future. Catch you later, goodbye.